Okay, so this is a part two of that discussion. What's going on in World War III with the background of this political and economic divide, this gap, which is causing the conflict, which needs to be resolved in order to create a new security structure and go back to a stable world order. The number one change since World War II, the end of World War II, is the rise of China, I'd say, and other countries as well, Brazil, Nigeria, Indonesia, but mainly China. And China right now, even though it's on the United States National Security Council, is not given the political and global power and respect that it deserves. So it's sort of like the rise of, I wouldn't say Germany, I'd say it's the rise of the United States prior to World War I. It's an economic power that does not yet have military power. So it is going to play a role, I would say, very similar to what the United States played in World War I. It is going to shift its economic and financial resources to its allies and help them win this war. So you can see where I'm heading with this. Two countries fighting right now. The United States isn't using soldiers, and there's a reason for that. But the United States is definitely one of the two combatants in this war. The other combatant, of course, is Russia. This is not a war between, again, it's not a war between Ukraine and Russia. This is a war between the United States and Russia. The United States and its allies, and Russia. Now, the big mistake that America made was that it thought it could isolate Russia. It's easy to defeat Russia if it's isolated. But the big mistake in this war is that Russia is not isolated. Again, it is getting financial and economic support from China. If you look at trade with China, you look at statements the Chinese government's making, it's supporting Russia, not militarily yet, and not 100%, but it is definitely trading. So trade between China and Russia is actually up. I would argue that if China were removed from this equation, Russia would not have started the war in the first place, and it would have been over by now, because Russia by itself would not want to fight this war. I don't think it could keep it up. It could, militarily it could, but economically, I don't think it could handle taking on all of NATO and Ukraine at the same time. So the rise of China has changed the equation. And that's why Russia is still fighting, and we're basically at a standstill in Ukraine. So this is why World War III is not going well for the United States and the United Kingdom. And what's going to happen next is going to be, I would say, an economic crisis, which hits the United States and the UK, partly because of the sanctions against Russia, but also because inflation in these countries is going to force both nations to raise interest rates really high. That's going to kill the housing market. It's going to kill the stock market. I mean, most Americans, their money's in stocks, their money is in the house, just like me. So if interest rates go up, your mortgage rates go up. If you want to buy one, or if you have a variable rate mortgage, and stocks go down, so you're losing money. This is going to cause a lot of pain in America, and in Europe as well. They got the same problem. They got heavy inflation because of energy prices, so they're going to have to raise rates. That's going to cause an economic crisis. So that's the next step. How that will resolve is going to be interesting to watch. I think in the end, the United States is going to have to create a new security structure, which includes Russia, China, India, Brazil, all the countries that have massive population, massive economic strength, and it's going to have to listen to them. It's going to have to include them in their decision. There's no more unipolar world. We're going to have a multipolar world. So that's how I think this is going to be resolved. That's, I think, the current situation. So as new developments come up, I'm going to make new videos, and please let me know what you think. Thank you.